And what are we learning so far about now? I mean, first of all, is there any hope that Congress is going to extend this moratorium?
I'm not sure. Honestly, it's really difficult to interpret what the Congress is doing. So I would want to be hopeful, but hopefully they get their heads right and they get it together, because this really could be catastrophic, and it extends beyond just the rental industry. It could actually affect the single-family housing market and the economy as a whole.
Of course. So now that it's expired, do you already see movement on this front, or do you think people are taking a wait-and-see approach?
Well, I think there's actually evictions already in process, right? So what happened in many states is that even though there was a moratorium on actually evicting somebody, you could actually proceed with the court case. Most states, you need a court case to evict somebody. So there are already evictions in process. Some of those would have probably been happening without COVID, and it's not clear how many of those are COVID related. So yeah, there's certainly evictions in process. With the end of the moratorium, people are already probably getting kicked out of their houses.
How proactive do you think landlords are likely to be, given how weak the economy is? I mean, it's one thing to evict somebody to get another paying tenant in, but we face a very difficult time, I would imagine, for them to find other tenants right now.
Yeah, so there's not great data on this. There's some anecdotal things that I've come across where, obviously some landlords are being very helpful to their tenants, and some are not. But certainly if you kick a tenant out, I don't know where you're going to get a new tenant at this time. And this is why, this can create a bigger crisis. It could morph into a financial crisis because the renter's payment is the landlord's income that they pay the mortgage with. So no rent means maybe less landlords paying their mortgages. That could lead to a decrease in home values, even in the owner-occupied market, because these markets have gotten more intertwined since the financial crisis.
No, it's a great point, not to mention that just when you're talking about something of this scale, it'll have a lot of ripple effects. What localities do you think could see this happen at the biggest scale?
That's not something I've looked at in detail. I really think it's a national problem, so it needs a national solution from the Congress. We have seen that in different locales. Obviously, people have different laws. Here in New York, there was a moratorium put on by the governor. And in every state and every city, there's a patchwork of different, kind of laws that people are using. So really, it's necessary that we have a federal plan. Just like we didn't get a federal plan to deal with the actual healthcare crisis, we need a federal plan to deal with this rental crisis, or it's going to get worse.
Right. And again, this moratorium was meant to get us through the worst of the coronavirus, and it's the renewed spread that puts us most at risk again, right? I mean, the fact that we're not through to the other side yet.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the measures that were put in place by Congress, by the Fed, was supposed to be kind of this bridge, right, to, a few months later when hopefully would have managed the healthcare crisis a little bit better. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. We put the most consequential decisions in the hands of the least capable people. People have suffered, have lost their lives. People are going to lose their livelihoods. People might lose their homes. I mean, it's really tragic when you look at how well other countries have handled this crisis. That the United States has failed so dismally. It's sad. I really don't know how else to characterize it.